Hi everyone, it's Kelly. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Really exciting. Finally, the new Chanel blush has been delivered. So this is the new Jouer Contrast Intense, the cream to powder blush. Just got it. I will include a clip of the ingredients in case, there's anything that you don't like in it. As you know, there are 5 color in this release that Chanel just did. And we've talked about this a while back when it first got wind on the internet, that I was more interested in the darkest shade because every other shade didn't interest me. Now that more pictures and more reviews has come out, I realized that the color that I was interested, which is the Rouge Franc, which is a really bright orange, is my second choice, or the deepest burgundy berry kind of color is what I wanted originally. So as you can see here, I pretty much have a range and a variety of shades of blush. I don't need any more blush, but of course new blushes are always welcome. So as you can see, I have like the darker shade, the orange, and then the pink. So there's really only one shade left that I need. Like I show you all the 4 blushes that I have in the range. It's very similar to what this collection was. And so therefore there's only one shade that I felt like I want to try the formula, but it's also in a color that I don't have. And I've actually been thinking about going this, more neutral, more brown kind of makeup look. Like, the brown Kim Kardashian natural kind of look. So naturally, there's only one shade that I wanted to get, which is this one. So this is in the Beige Éclatant, which is the lightest beigey blush. I don't have a beige blush, and I have been really wanting to try one. And until I saw the sneak peek of this, I'm like, oh, I wanted to wait for this collection because I wanted to get a beige blush. So this one is 8 grams. It's or 0.28 ounces, and it has an 18-month shelf life. So comparing this to the dual, the light and berry one, the light and berry has 0.23 ounce, while this has 0.28 ounces. The La Beige Rose Polaire has 0.38 ounces, so has more than this. And the Fantasy de Chanel is 0.24 ounces, so it's relatively comparable to this. And this retails for $52. It was just available this past week on the Chanel website. It is scented, but it's very lightly scented. It is nowhere near the same as the La Beige Healthy Glow oversized palette. That one, the fragrance is 100%. I would give this like 25% of what the Healthy Glow palette smells like. That palette is so strong. I sort of don't want to use it because all I do is smell it, but this one is very light. Anyways, let's take a last look. Look at this perfectly beautiful before I ruin it. It is very soft, like silky soft. And it is very light. But it has this beautiful glow sort of lit within to it. It's like running your fingers on a cotton ball. It's so soft. This is my 3rd swipe. So it is very light, but you can see a little bit of color. I think It looks to me more of like a beigey pink to it. I'm just using a piece of napkin just to wipe my hand so you can see the color. On my skin, it might not, because my skin is basically medium skin from the summer, from the sun. I've been out in the sun quite a lot. Like, look at my hand versus my face a lot. Anyway, so this is the color on a blank, clean white sheet. So you can see the color is there. Before we get started, I have my base, my sunscreen on, my concealer on. Oh, I also set it with some setting powder. All right, let's get to the application. So I got two brushes. One is a very, very fluffy blush brush. This is the BK 112. And then this is the BK 109, which is a more dense foundation brush. I just want to see what application gives me that blush application, but not having to work so hard for it, or if it takes a long time for it to show up, which could be a problem like the Rose Polaire Le Beige Winter Healthy Blush, because that takes a lot of work to get it to show as well. All right, so here's the powder that's already been swatched. And let's go in with a fluffiest brush and see. Okay, it's very light. I can smell it on the brush. Very much like, you know, enhanced makeup, no makeup kind of look, which I think it's really nice. But this is a side with two layers of this fluffy brush, and this side, nothing. I think you can tell I'm sitting in front of a window. I don't have filters on. This is natural light. It's there, but it's very light, but you can see the difference between the two sides. This one is more enhanced. Let's go with one more layer before we have to go in with our fingers or a different brush. No, that one shows up. This is the lightest shade of the Release. And when I first saw this on other people, I feel like this is the color that I like the most, because again, all the other colors are too similar to what I have. I don't need another similar shade to what I already have. I wanted something really different, because I'm really getting into that brown, natural looking kick. Maybe it come with age that I'm not as brave as I used to be. It's not matte. It has a glow to it, I feel. Now let's go on the other side with the more stiffer brush, more dense brush. This is the foundation brush. See if that picks up better color-wise. So this is one layer. This is 3 layers. I hope it's translating, but you can see by the time 3 layers on a fluffy brush, it does show up. Let's go in with a second layer. It's getting there. It's very buildable if that's what you like, but if you don't like to take the time to do it, this may not be the blush for you. And I am more light medium, but more medium now with the sun, a little bit more sun. But yes, I feel like even with a fluffy brush, 3 layers shows up. Let's try with the 101, which is an actual foundation brush. I feel like it's going to be the same thing as this one because the other one is just a smaller version. But I just want to see what kind of color buildup it can do with a more denser brush because it's such a soft kind of formula that it takes a lot of work. I'll just put it here so we can see if there is a difference. So that is 1 layer and this is 3. Let's do it some more. We're gonna do 3 layers. It's just so it can be equal playing field. And that is 2 layers. Okay, this is our last layer with this brush. So there is 3 layer with a foundation brush, 3 layer with the smaller foundation brush, and 3 layers with a fluffier brush. Okay, so the last thing that we have is just our fingers. So it's so silky smooth, like a very fine powder. It doesn't have any like cream kind of consistency or feeling to it. It's just so smooth. Anyways, so this is my finger. I feel like it is brown, but then it also leans on like a little bit of a pink with like a gold kind of sheen to it. I'm telling you, I love this formula so much. I'm gonna probably use more of it than the other blushes. Like compared to the Beige Healthy Glow blush, that one's very hard and firm and dry. This is creamy, soft, silky. This is a 3rd layer. I feel like I could even use this as a bronzer. Add a little bit of color to my forehead. Well, since we already have all our tools done, I will just double up on this blush part so you can see the buildup from it. It's so silky, smooth, soft. Dare I say, blends and blurs into the skin. I think the color is there. It does take a lot of build up, being because it's also the lightest shade as well. But I love this brown, nudie kind of blush so much right now. So I don't mind. But again, it's a season that I'm going through. All right, let me swatch it and compare to what some of the bronzer that I have that may look different or may look similar to it. So this is the second layer of this Beige Éclatant. You can tell it's not a matte. It has a nice satin sheen to it. All right, first up, let's do the bronzer in the Jellyfish palette from last year from Hourglass. Even this now does not feel as silky, smooth, soft, and creamy as the new Chanel. So that's from the Jellyfish palette. Let me get another layer. This is the second layer of the Jellyfish. And I'm just watching just for curiosity's sake. This is the bronzer from the La Beige Medium Rose Gold palette. I feel like it's a beige color, but it's more leaning pink. You can really see the difference here. So here are the three. The top one closest to my hand here is the Beige Éclatant. And then medium is the Jellyfish bronzer. And then the last one is the Medium Rose Gold bronzer, which I think is closest but not as pink. So that is all of my comparisons or thoughts of the new Chanel Beige Éclatant blush. I like it, even though yes, it takes a little bit more to build up, but because I don't have a blush in this beigey brown tone, I think it's worth it to add to my collection. The scent is a very light rose smell, so that depends on how much you like or don't like the smell in your makeup. The only thing I can say is because it is the lightest shade in the range, it does take a little bit build up on my medium to light skin tone, but I am going to deal with it because I just love this shade. But it might be different for your collection if you already have other beigey family blush. You may or may not need this. But for me, I feel like it rounds out my collection. Now I have basically similar to the 5 colors of blushes that they have released, just a different variation, but I'm okay with that. I don't really need the exact same thing from every collection that Chanel ever released. So I am happy that there's a new blush that I can pull together on that neutral brown kind of look that I'm really liking to do these days. The color on my eye today is the Chanel La Beige eyeshadow in Warm. Honestly, I did not think that I liked that palette, but it has turned out to be like my most used and loved palette. Anyways, if you have any questions or are you gonna get anything from this collection, let me know down below. And until the next video, bye everyone. So it is 8 o'clock p.m. right now, and This is what the makeup looks like. I feel like in person, I can see more of the blush that it is translating over the camera. Because in person, from here to here, this entire place, you can tell that I have stuff on my face, but through camera, I feel like it doesn't really translate that, but I do in real life. And it makes me look really bronze. And that I got the sun, that's what this shade gives me. But again, yes, you saw the application. It is very light and you do have to layer a lot. But I kind of am into that look right now. So just checking in different lighting, different view to see if we see anything different.